Delta 547, wind 19016, runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
Runway 22 right, clear for takeoff, Delta 547.
Taxi via
Air traffic controllers protect our nation's airways. These are the stories of real air traffic controllers to boldly deliver a safe, orderly, and expeditious flow of air traffic from their departure point to their final destination.
Wind 19016, runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
Runway 22 right, clear for takeoff, Delta 547.
My early FAA career, I was sitting at Stonewall radar, my first two sectors, only had those two radars. And I'm working, and I've got a line coming into Austin, going to land at Austin. And in that mix was an F4 Phantom. So I've got some 727s. It's probably pretty much what they were sport car type speed as well. But I've got the F4 back behind them, and I'm sitting there thinking, how am I going to get him in? And then I thought, he's an F4. So I said, Mac 24, whatever his call sign was. I said, give me your best forward speed, please. Got to get you into Bergstrom. And because he was landing there, of course. So everything went fine. He outran everybody, went in, it was smooth, it was without a hitch. And about 15, 20 minutes later, I'm still sitting there. Somebody comes up behind me and just taps me hard on the shoulder. And I turn around and look, it's our area manager, Tom McGee. The big guy just comes up to me while I'm working radar and assaults me. And he said, did you allow a fighter jet to go supersonic? I said, no. He said, and he looked at me like, and then he walked away. So I keep working. About 5 minutes later, I started thinking, you know what? I did. I didn't know it. And the supervisor said, yeah, go ahead and take a break. When I came back in, the soup sat me down and talked about it. He said, well, apparently you really ruffled up some feathers out there, broke some chicken coops, started a stampede with the farmers' cows. He was not too happy about it. I said, yeah, I realized that. And that was one of my mistakes, one of my early learning mistakes. I didn't kill anybody. Nobody got hurt except some chickens. But that stuck with me for a while, and as far as I know, I never did that again.
And they really weren't chickens, though, because they stayed there and took it. And you know the tornadoes that went through the recently, a week or so ago, there were 80,000 chickens in a chicken farm in Mississippi, and it tore up the big barns, but the chickens all went back and stayed right where they were, because it's on, you can find on news, YouTube, yeah.
It's a chicken survival instinct, I guess.
Yes.
What came first, the chicken or survival? I don't
know. The F4.
The F4. Awesome.
I'm mic'd up. I have something in a similar vein, although I didn't have to approve it. The Blue Angels have a waiver. You can't fly below 10,000 feet above 250 knots.
Right.
Unless you have a waiver, permission from the government, whatever. So the Blue Angels have a waiver. They can fly below 10,000 feet, above 250 knots. If they're coming in, what a procedure is called a rapid recovery. And so I'm at NAS Pensacola. It's a weekend. Number 5 and 6 went out to practice their solo stuff. And I've got about 4 or 5 in the pattern. They're just doing touch and goes. We even have an LSO on the field who's out there working because NAS Pensacola is a training base. So they're out there practicing. I get a call from approach, says Blue Angels inbound with rapid recovery. And when they call me with that, I have to take my pattern, which is at 1,000 feet, take them up to 2,000 feet and circle the field till the Blue Angels come in, because they're going to come in at about 800 feet between 400 and 450 knots. And you don't have to keep the pattern up very long because they come in really fast. So there's a little scud layer up there, and these guys are really griping and carrying on. and they're not happy that they're having to circle while the Blues come in. And then somebody keyed up and said, "Way to go, Blues!" And then the next thing coming in was, "Watch this, boys." So I'm turn around, and here come two A4s, 450 knots, upside down.
Oh my God.
And they came in and landed. We brought the pattern back down, but that was fun to see.
For anyone who's just starting to watch this type of genre, can you explain who or what are the Blue Angels?
Blue Angels are the Navy flight demonstration team. They fly F-18s now, but when I was in the Navy, they flew A4s, which is a little jet compared to the F-18, which is the
representing the Air Force.
The new Top Gun jet.
Representing the Air Force has the Thunderbirds, and they fly, I think, F-16 still.
Right. The number one U.S. flight demonstration.
Is the Blue Angels.
By the
Blue
way,
Angels, right.
I didn't want to say it. That goes without saying.
No.
Next to the Army. Next to the Army.
Yeah, the Golden Knights, huh?
Yeah, they jump out of planes.